You should look at those cases on their merit and on individual. The last one which people usually, maybe this is a good opportunity to talk about. People always make reference that Olympics took the GFA to court and then they were reinstated with King Faisal. No, people should appraise themselves on the fact. There was a case that Olympics felt the GFA, the only times the GFA had lost a case in court was when they did not use their own rules and regulations. Those were the only times the GFA lost cases in court. Yes. And in this particular case, Olympics felt the GFA was not applying its own rules and regulations to the letter. So we took the case to court because we had no option. The league was about to start without us. In the court, the judge realized the wisdom in what we were saying, but he didn't want to encourage litigation. So he advised the FA to go back and sit down with Olympics to settle the issue. At that time, they wanted to go to Congress. Will you believe that when the judge advised that we went home to settle the case, it was around 10, 11 in the morning. By 2 o'clock, there was a Congress. You get my point? A Congress had been called to do exactly what we felt we were being deprived of. So we had to take the matter back there again. So that case was still lingering and lingering. So it was a fight for a particular right. And up to now, I don't think there's any single Olympian who has any regret for doing that. We had to do that because the system was stuck against us in the most cruel and unfair manner.
But the regulations of the FA require that you go to Court of Arbitration for sports.
This particular one had to do with human rights, rights of association. So we had to do that immediately. And there was a time schedule allotted to it, so we could not sit down for our rights to have been trampled for that time because they had been doing that a number of times during that particular regime under the FA. So we went to court. We have no regrets about that. And then when the normalization committee came on board, they all had lawyers on board. Yeah. They looked at the merits of the case and realized that if they were not able to solve that issue in the proper manner, Olympics were likely to go back again to the place. You know, so that was why they came to
Were
that.
these hints they picked up, or they just felt that based on the merits of the case, there was a possibility Olympics could do that? Because if you recall, this was in 2017, if my memory serves me right.
2017. The court case was in about 2017, 2018.
Yes, 2017. Mm-hmm. And then 2018, we still had a leak without Great Olympics. So the normalization committee's decision to actually reinstate Great Olympics, just like you mentioned, many people actually feel that it was not the best.
The 2018 league was a novelty league or something.
No, the 2018 league actually started and truncated in June because of number 12.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. But the case was still.
Yeah, it was still a pending case.
Yeah, it was still a pending case in court. So that issue had not been resolved then. It wasn't a matter of.
So was it a smart thing for the normalization committee to do that?
I think it was a smart thing for them to have done that, both in terms of common sense and the legal issues around the case, because they knew fully well. What's her name, Madam Odufule was there. Yeah. They had access to quite a number of lawyers who were advising them, and they could see that should Olympics pursue that case, there was no way we were going to lose. And they could also see that there was no reason why Olympics were not going to pursue that case. You know, so they looked at the facts of the case, they looked at the hints and the intelligence we were picking on the ground, and I think they took a mature decision.